This is me about 20 years ago. But one night I rolled over in bed and felt my big belly hit the mattress before the rest of me. So I jumped on the rowing machine to start burning off some calories. But rowing came with a challenge that I wasn't used to before. My big belly was getting in the way. I'm not proud of the state that I let myself get into, 230 pounds and with constant heartburn due to the size of my stomach. But hopefully showing you that photo has made it a little bit more acceptable for me to do this. Now, I don't mean to offend, I'm certainly not making fun of having a larger stomach. I just think that this will help get the problems across a bit more visually. Now, I'm going to make a huge assumption here that the reason you want to know how to row with a large stomach is because you want to reduce the size of it. But it could well be that you're not in a position to reduce it, like maybe you're pregnant or you have a medical condition that has created that extended stomach and it's hard to reduce. So even though towards the end of this video I'll talk about calorie burn to lose weight in order to reduce the size of your stomach, those who don't have that option, just stick with the rowing techniques I'm giving to you to be able to row a bit more comfortably. So, there are a few problems that having a big stomach can present. Most commonly, you just don't feel like you can get far enough forwards on the machine, as your stomach gets in the way, you compress too soon. Maybe you're unsure of where to finish with the handle. Do you finish with it above your stomach? Do you pull it into your stomach? Or do you try and finish a little bit lower? And your posture can easily collapse at both ends of the stroke, causing possible injury and making it harder to breathe through the workout. My stomach seems to have risen up to my chest. Let's try and fix that. Okay, there we go. Now, the textbook rowing stroke has you slide into the catch with arms straight and a powerful primed posture, tilted over your hips into a 1 o'clock position, with your shins vertical, knees slightly inside your armpits, ready to power out of the catch. Unfortunately, a bigger stomach can get in the way of that full compression into the front. Now, this means that your choice is either to splay your knees open outside of your elbows to fit your stomach between your legs, or as you come in, just to shorten your stroke. My suggestion is to shorten the stroke. I still want you to open your knees a little bit so they're either in line or just inside your armpits, but don't open your knees wide to fit your stomach in order to get that compression into the front. Opening your knees too far can compound posture problems that may already exist, and it can cause the power to go through your hips instead of straight through your quads, up through your back and into your arms. This will reduce the amount of power you're able to put into the stroke, so you won't work as hard and will burn less calories, but it can also lead to injury through the knees and those hips. By sliding only as far as you can get to still keep those knees in line, you're helping with the posture and the safer, more powerful straight line of leg power. But you can help the catch position with some tweaks to the foot plate height too. The lower the foot plates, the more space there is in your body angle as you come into the front of the machine. Or looking at it the other way round, the higher the foot plates, the tighter the angle is. And as your heels come up to compensate, the more exaggerated the splaying of the knees becomes. You should aim for the strap to go across the bottom lace on your shoe, but there is a little bit of leeway here. So lower the foot stretchers as low as you can get them to still be able to row comfortably without the strap cutting off the circulation to your toes. And if you can't get them low enough, row in socks. Your feet will then be able to sit a little lower in the foot stretchers and might just be what you need to help with that angle. And keep the straps a little on the looser side too, which is another reason to row in socks. This will help for a little movement of the feet. Not so much that your feet are at 10 and 2, but just a little give as you come forwards, which can give you just that little bit more space. A good posture is vital at both ends of the machine, as it helps your power, your rowing safety, and your breathing. The flip side to this is that a poor posture may compound the compression problems into the catch. The tendency for many new rowers, no matter their build, is to sit on the back of the seat, tailbone tucked under, with a rounded lower back and shoulders shrugged up. With a larger stomach, sitting like this will compress it down and stiffen up the stomach, so that as you come forwards into the stroke, the size and lack of flexibility in it will be exaggerated, reducing your compression into the front even further. It's also going to have a huge impact on your breathing, as your stomach squashes your lungs even more with poor posture, and the compression makes it harder to open your chest at the finish. So, sit still at a comfortable leg length and address your posture. Here is a collapsed posture on the seat. But notice how, as I rise, my body straightens up as I shift my hips and lengthen my torso, opening my chest to give my lungs space to inflate. If it helps, think about shooting lasers out of your nipples at a target right in front of you. Now, it can help to rock in and out of this powerful and tucked posture to guide you towards what feels better. And now you're in that powerful posture, you should be able to rock backwards and forwards over your hips. And it's important to really keep that posture powerful. Now, I have a mascot for this one, a carrot. Now, it's a bit childish, but imagine you have a carrot stuck up your backside. Then, as you're rowing, you just want to pivot forwards and backwards, keeping this carrot intact. If you collapse your posture, you'll snap that imaginary carrot. You'll snap that imaginary carrot. But please, just use your imagination here. Don't actually do it. Anyway, I spent quite a lot of time doing just this. I just sat on the machine and rocked backwards and forwards. My stomach muscles had got so weak that this was a workout in itself for me, just rocking over my hips, trying to keep a good posture. And once you've got a good feel for this, rock forward one last time and hold it there. Don't worry about how far forward you can go, just feel for that forward shift and make sure you've got a powerful posture. Then bend your knees and see how far you can slide forwards before your heels come up too far, before your knees start to open up outside your armpits, and before you feel your posture collapse. It doesn't matter how far you make it, just that you get to a point where you are comfortable and with a good posture, as you can still put in a good amount of effort to the stroke even from half slide. That is, provided that you push with the legs first while trying to hold that forward tilt with straight arms. This will get the power into the machine and load up your back, so you can then add in more power when you rock from that forwards to backwards lean, keeping the power going into the machine and protecting your posture. And it will continue to give you a good core workout too, strengthening your stomach muscles for as long as you continue to keep that powerful posture good and up. After the drive, you have to finish the stroke. From a posture point of view, it's important to remain powerful to prevent injury, to keep your chest open and for your lungs to inflate, but also to help you return for the next stroke. Now, don't worry about how far back you're tilting. If it feels like you're at 12 o'clock through the whole stroke, that's fine. You're still using your back and your range of motion will improve over time. What is important is that you keep a good posture at the back, using your core to stabilize your upper body, so you just have to tilt over your hips to return for the next stroke. Now, for the first few strokes of each session, you may want to pause here just to check that your posture is up and powerful rather than slumped and rounded. This may also help you focus on taking in a breath. This powerful posture and elongation of the body will also go some way to help with where to finish with the handle too. The best height to finish with the handle is at sternum height, leading to the best power transfer. But it can be tempting to try to finish with the handle above your stomach if you have a larger belly. But the downside to a high finish is that you're using smaller muscles in your arms that will tire quicker, or worse, could get injured. And it can promote a posture collapse if you're not careful. Aim for as close to your sternum as possible. You may even want to just finish a little short, just to get used to rowing with the handle at the right height. And if you do reduce the size of your belly, you'll get ever closer to the sternum. But either way, keep that good posture. And as you pull the handle in to sternum height, keep your wrists flat. Don't flick them down and don't turn them up. In order to do this, you'll likely need to open your elbows out just a little bit. Not too far, you're not a chicken, but just enough to keep the wrists flat while you send your elbows through your sides. With that good posture, flat wrists and elbows through, you should find that you can get the handle in to the right height without compromising the finishing length by too much. And remember, finish powerfully. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Get the best energy expenditure by adding your power in from the leg drive, then add in your back, and then finish all the way with the arms. Once you've got an idea about how to position your body to allow you to row, you can start addressing what you're capable of doing. This is where pacing, fitness, and breathing come into play. You need to start from where you need to start. If all you can manage is 3 minutes, then that's fine. Maybe you can even do that a few times with 2 minutes rest in between. Come back the next time and try to add on another 3-minute rep, or try to reduce your rests by 30 seconds, or both. If you're coming back from a long time off, or if this is you starting your fitness journey, you need to build up your capacity to be able to exercise. Whether it's rowing, running, cycling, or those strange cross-trainer things. When I made the decision to turn myself around, I started by adding in a lot of cycling to my regime, eventually cycling 7 miles in and out of work every day. I wasn't losing weight yet, as I hadn't changed my diet, but I was already getting fitter. My cardio system was improving, even if I still didn't look much different in the mirror. This meant I could work harder on the rowing machine, put in more power for longer, and that meant I was using more of my muscles for longer and burning more calories each time I rowed a little bit longer. Because if you're building up or building back your fitness, you need to find a pace and power that helps you hit your goals. You don't want to just tickle that machine or bike or treadmill. You need to put in some force if you want to get stronger and burn some energy. You also don't want to go all guns blazing from the get-go, hyperventilating as you're breathing so fast. I can only manage 20 strokes before you fall on the floor. You won't be working out anywhere near long enough to get any training effect that way. If you can raise your heart rate, feel like your muscles are engaging, that's likely to be enough, especially at the beginning. You want to breathe heavier, but still be able to hold a conversation with someone. However, you should be working out hard enough that when they're talking, you're quite happy that you can catch your breath. Now, I can't make a video like this and not at least go a little bit further into ways that you could reduce the size of your belly if that's what you're looking to do. If your goal is to reduce the size of your stomach, you'll need to be patient and realize that it'll take time. Time on the machine and coming back to it time and time again. But the good news is that every time you row, even if you're just starting off at 5 minutes at a time, every time you row, as long as you're putting in some effort, you'll get a little fitter and a little stronger. And then the next time you'll be able to put in a little more effort or row a little longer. And that is crucial when it comes to burning calories to help with weight loss. There's no magic to this. To lose weight, just burn more calories than you eat. All of the fancy pants diets that you see out there are following basically the same principle. They just give you different ways to hit that calorie deficit. And in this case, you're using exercise to burn those calories. If you can then keep track of what you're eating by using something like the MyFitnessPal app, which is fantastic for this, then you can get a good idea of how much energy you're putting into your body. Because no matter how much you may want this to be the other way around, you'll lose more calories in the kitchen by choosing what you eat versus trying to burn off those overindulgences in the rowing machine. And that's how I did it. I continued to exercise, but in order to really create the calorie deficit needed to burn off the fat, I cut out cheese, chocolate, and beer. It took time, and over that time I spent longer and longer on the bike and rowing machine. But I allowed for the weight loss to take that time. I didn't get impatient and derail my training when results didn't happen quickly enough. In fact, it took me 2 years pretty much to drop from 230 pounds to 175 pounds. And I could probably have done it quicker, but by taking my time, allowing myself to take my time, it meant I was never impatient. And even now I have to be mindful of how easily my body wants to go back to that size, because I'm not a natural athlete like some rowers who just have to cough and they get a rippling six-pack. I need to be aware of my eating and movement patterns and realize that if I overindulge like I've just done at Christmas, I must be mindful of my diet and exercise either side of those days. So if you are looking to reduce the size of your belly, think about what you're eating and how much you're exercising. Set a long-term goal of what you want to reach, be it a smaller waist size or just how you look in the mirror, and then stick to your plan. Hopefully, you'll get the results you're looking for in time. And remember, when it comes to rowing, just think about how to manage what you've got in front of you and make sure to row safely so you don't cause any injuries. And of course, remember that this channel has got hundreds and hundreds of different workouts that you can choose from to hopefully keep you company while you're rowing. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. Please do get in touch and let me know how you're getting on and what you thought of this video, because it'd be really nice to hear from you. Until then, take care, be well, bye-bye.